So, all right, let's go ahead and get to this Impact reaction show. We got our results here, got them all lined up. Hopefully, they're correct. I did pull them from the Observer, so you never know. They're having a tough week. This episode is the final stop before No Surrender this Friday in Nashville. Moose opened up the show with a microphone that didn't work. Normally, it's the backstage mics that don't work, but for whatever reason, he comes out. You could barely hear the guy. I think I was able to make out most of what he was saying, but he opened the show to address being ousted from the system. He made it clear that since he created the faction, he knows exactly how to dismantle it. He called out TNA World Champion Mike Santana to the ring and said, despite their bitter history, Santana agreed to an alliance, noting that with the Hardys, they have the numbers to take the system down. And then the segment was interrupted, so they wanted to do the match right then and there. They called out the Hardys. And then Daria Ray, the SWAT, sorry, I'm not SWAT shaming, but the SWAT came down and informed them that the 8-man tag would not take place until the main event and emasculated both these guys, which I didn't like that part. But what I do like is Daria Ray. She is the only person in this company that makes any fucking sense. Like, she handles shit. She takes care of business. And all these wrestlers are like little kicked puppies whenever she's around. And even the world heavyweight champion is kind of punking out to Daria Ray, which I don't think that's a good thing on that. But like, she actually makes sense what she's saying. Like, no, you don't just make matches, you idiots. Like, yes, Daria. Thank you, Daria. Like, finally, somebody with some sense around here. You can't just come out and say, like, the show's already booked and laid out. You can't just, like, make a match whenever you want. That's not how this works. I like her. I think they should just ship Santino to NXT and keep Daria. That would be cool. That would rule, I think. She, I was kind of skeptical. The only thing that I didn't like about Daria Ray coming in is that, A, we have 2 authority figures, not necessary. They'll figure that out. But B, they brought her in and it was like this big surprise for the first TV show, and she's not that big of a star, right? They should have had big stars debut. Instead, they had Daria Ray and Cora Jade. So it is what it is. And then we get to the first match, Nick Nemeth versus Rich Swann. So the match is high impact. Swann targeted Nemeth's neck early, but Nemeth responded with a famouser for a near fall. Swann nearly secured the win with a frog splash, but after missing a Phoenix splash, he was spiked with the DDT. Nemeth eventually caught Swann mid-air during a springboard attempt, hitting the danger zone for the pin in 12 minutes and 41 seconds. I really enjoyed this match. I was really looking forward to it. 2 just very good professional wrestlers, and Rich Swann is on a heater right now. He's looking great. I thought that the match with AJ Francis was actually better. Like, both of those were actually better than this one, but I thought this one was still pretty good. I really did like it. And then we go backstage. Andy Hartwell and Zaya Brookside campaigned for a tag title shot at No Surrender because they just formed, so they automatically get you get your, like, when you sign your contract to be a tag team or when you get your tag team license, it comes with a title shot for knockouts. So that's the rules. Then the Righteous and Hardys, a video package aired, hyped their uneasy alliance against Order 4. A lot of video packages tonight and a lot of backstage stuff. They only had 3 matches. So this video packages, backstage stuff, commercials, and then a really long main event. That was really good, but still. Alicia Edwards then finds Moose in the back and spoke with Moose about her mental health and potential leaving TNA. And Moose offered her a permanent spot in his corner. Okay, well, she's turning on him. Like, we already know that. So they foreshadowed that one pretty good. Next up, Eric Young calls out BDE, claiming he needs him to help cleanse TNA of politicians. And when BDE rejected the offer, Young turned. Well, he also said, like, I need your following. You have a big following on, like, social media, this and that. We need your help, and you need our help. But BDE rejected the offer. Young turned violent, striking him with a microphone and delivering a pile driver. And the security came down. He hit a pile driver on the security, and then he shoved down a female referee, which got a ton of heat. This actually was heated. Here's my problem with the segment. You fucking idiots, stop doing the what chant. It adds no value to anything. If you do a what chant at a pro wrestling event, you're less than scum. You're among the worst people in the world. You are an Epstein Island visitor. You are a terrorist. You should be put on a watch list, and I fucking hate you. So, that was a little strong, but like, you're not cool if you do the what chant. It sucks. No. Steve Austin comes out, give him the what. Everybody else, don't do the what chant, you idiots. Okay. But he even hit another pile driver on the outside. He got into some fans' faces. Like Eric Young is a really good professional wrestler. And he knows how to get heat. He knows how to get over. It just doesn't seem like TNA has any plans for him. That he's just doing it all on his own. And that's it. It looks like he's just writing his own shit, and they're just like leaving him alone, and they're not actually getting behind him. That's that way I take it. And then later, Santino Marella. So we go to commercial, come back. Santino Marella attempted to suspend Young, but Daria Ray overruled him. And announcing that higher ups have officially sanctioned BDE versus Eric Young for no surrender. Hold on just 1 second. Okay, Albuquerque street fight. Ryan Nemeth versus Mara Shade. This sucked. It's so bad. Just a lot of like Ryan Nemeth is doing the Andy Kaufman thing, which I get. I get the gimmick. But they were just hitting each other with cookie sheets. Ryan Nemeth actually hit some hard hitting moves on Mara Shade at times. Mara Shade suplexed him onto some lollipops. It was so bad, and Ryan Nemeth had to sell it, which was embarrassing. The whole match was just kind of an embarrassment. Um, I know, um, I know some people dug it. I did not. It was a waste of time. I hope this means it's over. I'm glad that it's over. Marcia Day needs to go to the women's division, wrestle the women, and have good matches with other women, and finally get a push in this company. No more Ryan Nemeth. Let's all move on. TNA injury report cleared. Moose, Jeff Hardy, and Ash by Elegance out. Jada Stone from taking the tombstone pile driver from Mustafa Ali. And they are evaluating BDE because of a pile driver from Eric Young. Well, they're evaluating him while he's under evaluation. They booked him in a match for no surrender. Makes some fucking sense, but that's what you'd think, that you would wait until he's cleared before you book that match. No, you book the match and you don't know he's cleared. Maybe that should be a part of the storyline. Well, hey, look, we booked the match. Like Santino books the match, he's not cleared. They get to no surrenders. Like, oh, the fucking guy's not cleared. And then Daria like dresses him down and yells at him. It's like, you idiot. Why would you do that? He's like, I thought he would be cleared. Well, you're not a doctor, you moron. So, all right, now let's get to the main event, and then we're going to send this thing home. It's already after midnight on the East Coast. Main event, really good main event. Heat, lots of heat. Love it. It's so fun. You got the system, Eddie Edwards, Brian Myers, Cedric Alexander, and the Big Bear Bronson faced off against the team of Moose, Santana, Matt, and Jeff Hardy. It was a frantic 8-man war. System utilized frequent tags and referee distractions to isolate Matt Hardy for a large portion of the match. Momentum shifted when Santana got the hot tag, clearing the ring with an Inzaghi and a stunner. In the closing minutes saw a parade of dives to the outside by Moose, Edwards, and Santana. Santana looked like he got hurt, actually. He looked like he hit his ass on the dive and might have fucked up his tailbone because, like, the doctor and Ingrid, the talent relations lady, was like down there helping him, and it didn't seem like it was part of the show. Like they weren't showing it on camera, but like you could tell. So it didn't look good. Inside the ring, Hardys looked to finish Bear Bronson with a plot twist, but Cedric Alexander interfered, and Bronson took advantage, pulling Jeff Hardy into a sit-out tombstone driver, the Owen Driver 97, to score the massive upset victory for the system. I like Bear Bronson getting the pin over Jeff Hardy. I think that is cool. I like that. I dig it. So the system gets the big victory here in 20 minutes and 55 seconds, which actually turned out to be much. I think it was actually a little bit longer than that with the commercial breaks. It was a long match, but it was a good match. I really enjoyed it. Okay. God, Ella says Swan has the haircut of a man that needs a haircut. And then yes, please let her move on, Mara Shade. All right, guys. I do. Gerard, TNA getting the blood money soon. Let's see. Oh yeah, you know what, Gerard? I don't think this is correlates to it, but TNA is heading to Qatar, and they're going to be doing a show on May 1st. I should have talked about that in the beginning. They're going to be doing a show on May 1st in Qatar with Qatari Pro Wrestling. They've worked with them before, and they've Mustafa Ali is the world champion there. But this is a big deal that TNA is actually running a show in the Middle East, and hopefully it looks like they're going to try to get into that Middle East market and get some good paydays there. I don't think that this is not one of those situations where it's like being completely funded by the government and they're hiring them to come over and they're going to give them all this money to spread the word about Qatar's greatness. It's not like a Saudi Arabia thing. I think this is just Ali, the guy who runs Qatari Pro Wrestler, independently wealthy, and is just a big wrestling fan, is going to bring TNA there and work with him to put on a big show. And he's put on some shows there before, so TNA's actually used some of their footage before when back in the day. So um, I'm excited about it. I think it's going to be a big opportunity for them. Now, if it was one of those things where it's like a government funded, like you need to come promote our government, you know, I'm cool if it's like just an independent guy that has some dough bringing them over to do that. If it's like a government thing, it's like come on. Unless it's like ungodly money, then it's like you have no choice. But yeah. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for me this week on Brace for Impact. I will not be back next week. I'll be on a plane. Well, on Sunday, I'm going to Gatlinburg. And then when I get back on Thursday, I immediately have to get in a plane and go to California. I got a funeral next weekend, so I will be out for a bit. So probably I might not get to a no surrender card this weekend or recap this weekend. I'll try my best, but we'll see. But yes, that is going to do it for me this time. And until next time, mahalo.